Hello, welcome to the third part. And in this part, we'll carry on from the last lesson. We're going to add a role to the server. So I click dashboard if you're not already on it, and add roles and features. And you can see we get a warning. Before we create any roles and features, make sure the administrator account is a strong password. Yes, I put that in. Make sure that it's got an IP address. We've done that. I've named the machine more sensible than the name we had, so that's good. And make sure the most current security updates are installed. Well, we can't get on the internet of our machine, but I can confirm, as you can, that these have all been done. So I click next. This is going to be a role-based, it's not a remote server, so it's going to be a physical server with us. Next. I've only got one. There could be a list of servers that we want to put. You can use one server to put roles on another server. This is just our machine, so it's only one. So I'll click next. I'm going to put an Active Directory on this computer and DNS. So I'm going to click the second option and click Add Features. Make sure you click the second one. And then I'm going to click DNS Server and Add Features. So I've got those two. I'm going to click next. I'm going to click next again, next again, and next again. And this gives me all the things that I've said I'm going to do, DNS and a group policy is part of it, and Active Directory is part of it. I'll click install. And now I have to wait. And what it's doing now really is copying all the files across, ready for us to begin the naming and creation of our Active Directory. So what I have to wait for, I have to leave this run through, it'll come along here, and then I have to wait until this turns yellow. So it's just a waiting game now, so I'm going to pause, and you can start me up again when that turns yellow. Okay, this has gone yellow, and this has gone all the way across. So when you see this bar all the way and this yellow, we can click close. And now I click the bar and it says promote this server to domain controller. So now the process actually starts. So I click it and add the controller to an existing domain. This is the very first server. This is a brand new domain. So I can't add it to an existing forest. This is a new forest. I add a new forest. Root domain name. We called it nest.local. Let me click next. It'll take a moment just to make sure the name's okay. If you don't put .local in it, it won't like it and it'll reject you and you've got to try again. Shouldn't take too long. Now we've got to wait until these become highlighted black, and then I can put in a restore mode password, and I'm going to use the same as I've always been using in the lessons. Just got to give it a moment. Okay, so I'm going to click and put my password in. I'm going to click next, and I'm going to click next again. We can't get on the internet, so we're a bit stuck. NetBIOS is going to put Nest in there for us. Just give it a moment while it queries itself. We'll click next. This is, as I explained in previous lessons, where the Active Directory database will be stored, and if we ever have a problem and we go into restore mode, we can point back to these. Ideally we'd have these in a different volume on different drives on our server, but for our virtual machine today we'll leave them there. We'll click next. Confirming all the choices that I've wanted to do. Next again. Now it's going to make sure that I meet all the prerequisites. So if I hadn't changed the password, given it a name, or, well, the name could have stayed, but if I hadn't given it an IP number, it would have rejected it. So we just have to wait a few moments for it to confirm whether we can install or not. So I'll just pause. And after a short amount of time, it's giving me some exclamation marks, but it says successful. These are related to DNS. I can't get on the internet and stuff, but it's successfully passed, so I can click install. Once I click install, this process takes a short while, and we've just got to wait for the installation to finish, and you'll see the screen all popping up along here with each feature as it's installed, and then finally the results. So once again, just to save time on this video, I'm going to click pause and come back when I finish doing all of these steps. Okay, and then once it's done all the steps, it'll come to results, and the computer's being restarted as it goes through. Just leave it restart. Now you've got to hit the enter key there for it to start Windows Server. And again, now that we've promoted this to Active Directory, there's going to be another time lag now where it adds all the new features in. So it takes a while on first boot, but after that then it's quite quick. So I'm just going to pause and unpause at various points whilst it does this. Okay, after what feels like an eternity of applying computer settings, I can press Ctrl Alt and insert, and you can see it's now got Nest and Administrator, so it's become a domain controller. So I'll click my password to get in. And I'll hit the enter key and it'll log me on. And this time we've now got Active Directory installed, and we've got all the tools and features that come with it. So if I go to tools, or if I go to local server first of all, you'll see that it's changed from a work group to a domain, nest.local. So we know the domain update worked really well. And you can see I got 4 gig of RAM there. It tells you the processor you're using. And then if I go to tools, you can see now I've got all the Active Directory features, and I can use Active Directory users and computers, and that's where we'll take off from after the next lesson. The computer does take a bit of time. It's still installing bits and pieces whilst we're waiting, but that'll be the end of this lesson on installing Active Directory. And then in the next lesson, when this is at a few minutes to stabilize, we'll be able to actually use these features. Oh, there it is. It is opening. It's opened multiple times. It's just my virtual machine seems to be lagging a bit. So they're all opening up now. Okay, and then there it is. So we're going to carry on from there for next lesson. Thanks.